this is Leslie with Simply Vegan and Wellness in Memphis, and today we're going to be making some tamales. Now my goal with making this tamale recipe was to come up with a recipe that wasn't really high in oil as tamales traditionally are, and also to skip the baking powder, which destroys B vitamins. So it's a little bit non-traditional, but they're very delicious. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start with an organic corn mesa. I like to use the organic because it's non-GMO, and we're going to use 2 cups of this in the bowl. So just kind of make that level there. Okay. To this, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of chili powder. There we go. And a half a teaspoon of Celtic salt. Now you could use any kind of salts you want, but that's just what I'm using today. And then I'm using 2 tablespoons of McKay's chicken style seasoning. I also have a recipe for a homemade chicken style seasoning that would work, or you could use any kind of broth powder. I don't know what the equivalence would be for sodium, but that's what I'm using today. We'll mix this up just a little bit. And then, because we're not adding baking powder, they could be a little bit dense. So we're going to add a little bit of vegetables into this to help it not to be quite so heavy. And what I have here is some finely diced sweet potato and some finely diced onion. And we're going to mash this just a little bit. We sauteed them in 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'll put the recipe below for all the measurements. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add that into the, whoops, fell in my water, that's okay. We're going to add this into my mix. Very gently here, we don't want to scratch our pot. And we will add about 2 cups of water. I have a little over 2 cups here. We want to make a soft dough. So we're just going to stir this up. And you will have to play with the water a little bit, but the goal is you want this to be spreadable, not soupy, so that when you put it in the tamale, it will not just be soupy on there. You want it to have a little bit of body to stay. Okay, so we've got this like this. That looks pretty good. Now for the tamale. Let me go ahead and just scrape this off because sometimes some dry part sticks to the spoon. Yep, and it did. So we'll just stir that in. Okay, so here is our actual corn tamale mix. Now I have some corn husks here that I've soaked in water. Should soak them for at least an hour, and I've just kind of anchored it down with this bowl. So I'm going to drain this water off. Just 1 second. Okay. The husks are you can see there's veins in them. So they tear very easily. And what we're doing is tearing off strings here to tie up the tamales once they are made and filled. So just do yourself a dozen or so at a time and have those ready for when you make your tamales. Okay. And if they will break, they're kind of fragile, but they will. All right. So here we are. We've got our strings. And then I'm going to take one of the tamale husks. This is a rather large one. They're not all this large. And I like to go from the pointy side to the front here. So I'm going to take a bunch of my tamale mix and put it on my cutting board here. This tool is called a tamale spreader, and you can get them on Amazon. I imagine they have them other places. I went to a few different Mexican restaurant supply places, and they did not carry them. but you can order these, and it makes making tamales very simple. So we're going to go ahead and scoop some of this up. I can get it to scoop on there. All right, today it's not sticking. So we're just going to spread it on here a little bit, like this. And then we're going to come over to the husk and just spread it like that. And we will add our filling. Now the filling that I have today, I made a little while ago, and I popped it in the freezer, and it's just fine today. So stir that up a little bit. This is refried beans with some seasonings and things. We're going to go ahead and put that in the middle. And then wrap this up, fold this up, and then take one of our corn husk strings here and just tie it on the bottom so that it holds nice and evenly. And you will make quite a few of these. Okay, let's make another one. So we have our corn husk, have my tamale spreader, just pick up a glob of that, spread it on there. You kind of start like this and then come down at an angle as you spread. Put some filling in the middle, and then we'll wrap that right up. Fold it, and then take one of our strings here, get a nice one, and just tie it. I like to tie it in a double knot. And the recipe that I have will make about 20 tamales. There you go. And you will make quite a few of these, and you would then stand them up in a kettle, and in the bottom, all I have is a regular steamer. Mine is missing the middle hole, but that's okay. Stand the steamer up and then put water to just below the level of the steamer. After you get all your tamales made, you will just stand them up in the kettle and put a cover on it, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer for 1 hour. Okay, I guess I'm going to get making my tamales. My kettle will hold about 35 tamales. The biggest challenge is to find a pot that is tall enough. I'm just making a small batch of tamales today, so I had to prop the tamales up inside the steamer basket in the kettle with some pint jars that I filled partially with water. I think that's going to work great just to keep them upright. So here we are, the moment we've been waiting for. Here's the tamales all done out of the steamer. I did give them a little bit of time to cool because that saying hot tamale is for real. They're very hard to handle when they're hot. And while we're talking about that, if you want to reheat them, you can reheat them in the steamer and they'll be just like when you first made them. So let's just take one of these tamales off of the pile. We'll take off our little tie here and open this up. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, it looks wonderful. Okay, we're just going to get all the husk off of that. Oops, there we go. There we go. Get all that husk off. There we are, and that came off nice and clean. So we have our nice tamale here. And then I made the sauce, and that's a very simple sauce. We'll just put a little sauce on this. Oh, I can hardly wait to take a bite. Okay, let's see. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. You can see the tamale is got the filling in there. Okay, here we go. Can't wait to share these with my church family tomorrow at fellowship lunch. Enjoy.